Hi guys, thanks for joining me again today. I figured today I would take the time to talk about my last blog post, which was 3 tips to building an online brand using blogging and social media. And these 3 tips, they don't really have to be about just blogging, social media, any type of internet business. They can be. These are really helpful for any type of business, anything that you do, really. But the first tip is to love what you're doing and be passionate about it. Take Twitch streamers, YouTube Live streamers for video games, stuff like that. They have to love what they're doing because they could potentially be doing a 12-hour gaming session. So most of these people that have their own channels and followings, they're very passionate about playing video games. That's why they started. The same goes for blogging. You know, if you enjoy writing, then then that's good to be blogging. If you enjoy talking, maybe you should be focusing more on video content creation, stuff like that. It's a great way to go about thinking about your business, what your main channel of communication is going to be. If I enjoy writing, I'm just getting used to doing the YouTube videos, but I do enjoy it, so that's why I try to keep up on it. So first tip is to make sure you're passionate about what you're doing. The second tip is to find out what you're good at and seek help for the rest. In my blog post, I talk about how when I first started my website, I kind of stalled out because I took a couple months to figure out how to create a logo. I mean, I couldn't decide on a design. I was back and forth. I couldn't come up with really anything that I liked. But so what I didn't realize is how much time I was wasting. That would have been better off just updating content, making new content, posting new videos, stuff like that. So what I did was I discovered outsourcing, and I started using a website called Fiverr, and they're really good. And what happened was I paid about $37, I think, total, and I reached out to this guy, paid him $37 or however much it was, and he made me the logo that's on my site right now. Took him maybe 2 days, I think, to deliver everything, whereas it took me 2 months to just make a design, and I still wasn't even happy with it. So that's a pretty good example of find what you're best at and outsource the rest. Seek help for anything else. If you're really good at writing and you're not so great at keyword research, stuff like that to start off with, then maybe you should, outsource the research portion. Have somebody, pay somebody to find good keywords for you, and then develop the content yourself. If you're not so good at YouTube videos, then a good way to do it would be to find somebody to develop and edit YouTube videos of your posts, stuff like that. So that's tip number 2. And the third and final tip is to make sure you provide constant real-time updates to your social media following. This is pretty important for anybody who has a social media presence because you want to be thought of as the expert in your field. So your followers, your audience, are going to want to have updates. They're going to want to be kept updated, and they're going to want to know that you're keeping updated on what's relevant. So they don't want to know that somebody is out of date on a topic. Or if you don't post regularly, say you haven't posted in a month, it's going to be hard keeping a following if you're providing updates, maybe every 3 months or so. So that's probably the third tip. So those are your 3 tips for building an online brand using blogging and social media. The first one is love what you do and be passionate about it. The second one is highlight your strengths and outsource or find help for the rest. And the third tip is to provide constant real-time updates for your following. If you have any other tips that are good for building an online brand, or you want to discuss this, please do so in the comments below. Like me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything, and comment if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. See you next time.